Hello there. Right, what I'm going to cover in this video is fitting the gear change sensor. It's the Bafang mid-drive motor, so it's got the connections all from it, and this is from Bafang. Now this wants to go actually onto the gear change cable. At any point, it's up to you where it goes, but what you've got to do is remove it off, because through the sensor goes just the core of the cable. So at any point, once you've taken the core out, you need to cut the outer case the amount of that size. So basically you cut there, and then this replaces that. And then re-thread the cable through so that this is back tight in place. And that way then, as the cable is moved inside the sensor, changing gears, it will detect it and turn the motor off. Right, so, simple process. The first thing you've got to do is disconnect the gear cable, which is down here. Now if you've got an end cap on it, you have to remove that as well. Quite often they don't go back on, but we can try. See how that does. Okay, and then take it out. Take the first one out. I've got some clean rings on there. Take them out. This one, and take this out. Now, to about there, I want it about here, and at that point cut it. Very clean. Is that clean? Anything rough in there, you can feel that's running quite smoothly, that's okay. Right, then this actually goes in about 8mm. So we'll allow the 8mm there and 8mm there and cut that off as well. And then thread this back on. There we go. Okay, put that back on, then the sensor. It's not showing me any direction of sensor, so assume where it is and think where it's best. That cable coming over the top would be best. So have that underneath. Now again, you've got a very fine hole for this to go in. You've got to make sure these things don't undo. There we are. And that's that through. And that, as I say, wants to go into there. Put that into there. Send that back up to this point here is where I want it. That's where it belongs. Put it back into there. And put that onto there. And then this one will go back into there. And that should then bring us back to the same length we was before. Be very careful with these cables. If you knock one of these strands out, it can kink the cable completely down its full length, and therefore it will drag and snag every time you come to use it. Okay, that's, to me, quite nice. I could put a little bit of sticky on that if I want to keep it there. Right, and the last one. And that's that one in. Now all we do is feed everything back together as it was. Okay. Now the only thing left is we need to connect this into this lot. Now I put wraps around all of it here, but there's the cap that's concealing it, so all I have to do is pop that cap off, and there's the yellow plug, and this plug goes into it. I want it a bit tighter than that. Take it up there. Yeah, and bring it back down again. A lot of wires up here now. I'm getting a little bit tight. What you got to do is when you're feeding these cables through, just think of how the movement of the bike is, and it's not going to get caught up on anything as the suspension goes up and down and such, because you don't want them snagging and then cutting out on you. And there we are, watertight water sealed in, done. Push that back up again, and that's now connected, and that's done. That is how to fit your gear change sensor. Now I just want to put my cap back on the end of this. Yes, that works good. Hold the work myself. And there we go. Right, another little add-on I've just done here, just to try and improve the appearance of everything, because when you're doing an e-bike, one of the biggest problems is wires everywhere. And I mean literally. Look at them, they're everywhere. This side here, I've got some wrap. It's what they use on like racing bikes and such things. It just wraps the handlebars instead of having grips like this. But what I'm using it for is to wrap over the wires that are for these controls. Not obviously the brake cables, but all the other wires, just slack, loose wires that lay around. And this is the stuff. It's got a self-adhesive back on it, and you get another tape that goes with it, and it just finishes the joint off afterwards. I've got actually 2 rolls of this, so a hell of a lot of stuff that comes with the pack. I don't need nothing like that. I'll start from the inner side here, because I don't want the tape, this finishing tape, I don't want that there. I want it up at the back here where it's not seen. And you start, or I'm starting just by cutting a bit of a triangle on it there. Peel the back off as you go. And start with the cables. Get the cables how you imagine they're going to be from the beginning, because once you start you can't go adjusting them. Get it up tight to that and start wrapping. Once you first cut the wraps round, it's quite easy. Now you're overlapping about 1/3 of the width of this tape on each turn, like that. So the self-adhesive bit is actually sticking to the handlebar, not to itself. This is the last one for that wire. This way it gets a bit awkward because I'm going to get underneath the wires and stuff and feed it through crookedly like this. By whatever means you can. Once I've got to do that a couple more times, it seems. Fun. And the more you get in there, the tighter it gets. And self-adhesive has come off. Okay, I think that's enough to get through this one. Keep that tight, keep that tight. That's good. Okay, take the rest of it off and come through. If I can, one more time through there and then tape it up. Cut down a little bit further. Now I've got to get tape around this as well. I'm going to take a bit off that corner. I can move it over. Take it off just for that wire. and that should do it. There. Now, you've got this, which is a self-adhesive tape, wants to go on as well. What I do is I put it in before I take the don't take the backing off. You'll never get it in. It'll get stuck as soon as you make a start. You have to get it in there anyway. I did the other side, so it should be the same width. Slide it through if I can. Done it. Right. What I'm going to do now is take off most of it. That's it. Oh, got that bit, don't need it. Okay. And there we are. Right, that's it. That's good. Very sticky stuff, so it works well. Right, and there we now have all the wires are gone. Yeah, just something to note. Again, a product from the old Amazon. Handlebar tape. Just look for handlebar tape. I think you'll find it. Right, well, I would say that's it, finished. I'm going to put some lights on it. I've seen some very interesting ones from the same people that supply the motor. But they're still in discussion, so a distance away. However, I'll probably do a video of fitting them and showing them just how impressive they are. If they are as impressive as I think they are when they get here. But everything else is now done and sorted. I've got here the gear change sensor. On the other side, I've got the speed sensor, so I know exactly how fast it's going. Here we have the accelerator. Here the controls for the control panel. Wiring running between everything. Both brakes have the sensors for braking. And then we have the basic motor and battery. Wiring loom between it. It's quite straightforward really. Obviously all setups are a little different. So me telling you where to put things exactly would be pointless because you'd be a kit that doesn't have this, does have that, and it's different to what I'm saying. What I will say is your motor can be either mid, back or front. Your battery goes wherever you feel is the best place to put it. They are designed to go where your water bottle is. If you've got a water bottle, this doesn't. So I couldn't even do that. But the battery might be too big, might not fit into there, and you again, like me, will have to adapt to make it work. The controls up here. The brakes, you can normally get levers with them. I opted for the sensors. If you get levers, you just swap them over. But if you've got your gears incorporated into your levers like I have, then you can't do that. So I opted for the sensors themselves. Accelerator, you've got here a thumb accelerator. Some do a twist grip. Again, variations. The controller, some don't even come with a controller. They come with an app that works from your phone. So if you've got a controller, it'll be something like that, and it needs connecting up. But again, there is so many different ones. I don't want to start trying to tell you how to do them. But you will have a wiring loom that goes between it all. That will start on a mid-engine. It starts on the engine. On the front wheel, you've got a control box that is separate from it. And I think from the rear wheel, you've got the same. I'm going to be doing a front wheel one very soon for the wife. I'll show you all about that one when it comes. But otherwise, everything here is now done. And I think it's time to turn it on and see if it actually moves that back wheel. Simple switch. There. Am I safe? I'm clear. Press and turn this on. Lovely display. And oh, so it's a bit of a good thing. Okay, so you get all this before you get there. Okay, I can't adjust them there. But there it is, it's working. Right, now then. On 2, I turn the pedal. Yep, and here we go now. Yep, as soon as you start, it takes over. Oh, right, well that's all working. Display is beautiful. But isn't it? A lovely display you've got there. £5 an hour, 6 miles an hour, 7 miles an hour. I'm almost breaking the speed limit. And then it's got miles per hour going around that way as well in that calibration, and then to there. And then over here you've got all your trip readings that tell you everything that's going on. I've only got 33% battery left. Strange, I had 25% not so long back, so taking it off, putting it back on again helps. So really, that's it, it's all sorted. Now the lights, the display has got a sensor in it, you see? So when you're into night time, lights on, off it goes. Now when I get the lights, we've got a light switch there to turn them on and off. Now unfortunately, it's absolutely bouncing it down outside, so that is as far as I can get on this test. But I can see everything is working. Now I need to go through and just start learning things. Like the clock, it's got a, it's actually correct. Wow. It says in the instructions, setting the clock, but if you take the battery off, you have to reset it. It hasn't done, it's still on. Or maybe it's just because I took it off and put it back on quite quickly. I don't know, but that's what it says. So there's still lots of things to learn about it. As soon as it's nice weather, I'll get my head cam on and go out and have a ride and see what it's like. Right, okay, well, I hope you found this interesting. You got any comments, any questions about how I've done things or what you should be doing, stick them in the bottom, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, again, thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye for now.